Adrian Wojnarowski tweets out, ESPN sources, JJ Redick has agreed on a 4-year contract to become the next coach of the LA Lakers. Rob Pelinka offered job this morning, and Redick started working on a staff to surround himself with experience. I have a bunch of thoughts on a topic, bro. The JJ Redick signing, I am not a fan of this signing whatsoever. That is not to say that JJ Redick does not know basketball. I've watched a decent amount of his podcast. Even just, outside of watching his podcast, in his podcast, Joe Mazzulla verbatim was trying to get JJ Redick to be an assistant coach on the Boston Celtics last season, and it only fell through because of scheduling shits. But JJ Redick definitely has the basketball chops and the knowledge to be a good coach in this league, whether that's an assistant coach, a head coach. I think he has a great basketball mind at the end of the day. But I do not like this move for JJ Redick, and I don't like this move for the Los Angeles Lakers, but I more so don't like this move for JJ Redick than the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm going to explain why, bro. I'm going to explain why. JJ Redick has no coaching experience. I think it comes as simple as that. When you look at the track record of the NBA player straight to head coach pipeline, it is not a good track record. And I believe the only coaching experience JJ has is coaching middle school, is what I've heard. Like he coaches like his son's AAU team, or he coaches in some middle school league. But nevertheless, the jump from coaching middle school kids to grown-ass men in the NBA, not only just grown-ass men in the NBA, but the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James and AD, is a crazy leap. That's a crazy leap, bro. And again, I'm not doubting his basketball knowledge, but when I'm looking for a coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, there are so many other people who either have been head coaches before, or at the very least have been assistant coaches, that have the knowledge that JJ has as well. Because I think the reason why we're so impressed with JJ's knowledge is not necessarily because he talks about shit that that are new to experienced NBA coaches who do this shit for a living and are some of the greatest basketball minds in the world. I think the reason why we're so impressed with JJ Redick is because we just don't hear that type of commentary from other media outlets. You don't hear the type of things JJ's talking about on First Take. You don't hear those type of things on Undisputed. And I feel like being a head coach is just more than just the X's and O's of things. It's being able to lead a group of grown-ass men. It's being able to manage egos. It's making connections with your players. You know what I'm saying? All these little soft skills that traditionally you would build coaching high school teams, coaching college teams, and then you work your way up to be an assistant coach in the league. For some people, you do that for even decades at a time, and then you land a head coaching job, so that once you land a head coaching job, you know exactly what to do in that role. But to have someone jump all the way from, again, coaching little kids to coaching the Los Angeles Lakers, I just don't think that's a great fit for JJ Redick. If JJ Redick was going to make a jump from being a media personality who hasn't coached professional basketball in his life to doing that, I would have loved him to be in a scenario like, I don't know, the Detroit Pistons actually, where he's going to be allowed to have a big margin of error. He's going to be allowed to coach and connect with younger players who also are trying to find themselves in the league. So JJ Redick can establish his coaching identity alongside these players as well. Like I feel like a situation like maybe the Houston Rockets. I understand they don't have an opening, but if JJ was able to head coach in a situation like that, Charlotte's a little bit too messy for me, but maybe even Utah, you know what I'm saying? But just your first job being the Los Angeles Lakers head coach, to me, is just a setup for failure. I'm sorry. It just is. And I just hope the reason why JJ Redick was hired, the reason why they were so high on JJ Redick isn't just because LeBron wanted him on. Isn't just because they saw JJ's podcast and he's the sexy name. I really hope there's legitimate basketball reasons to this. Outside of just NBA politics as to why he got this job. Because I don't know what the Lakers need to see, but I think we just came off of a season where, proper team building that starts with the front office was emphasized more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Fuck these TikTok rebuilds that a lot of these NBA front offices are doing, bro. Like, let's build franchises properly. Let's delegate certain tasks properly. Let the player be a player and nothing more than a player. Let a coach be a coach and nothing more than a coach. Let's just go about our business. But it seems like the Los Angeles Lakers, I just feel like they're going after these sexy picks and just trying to maintain that we're the Lakers shit, bro. Like, it's getting old. Is getting old. And respect to what LeBron has done for that franchise. But respectfully, I don't think LeBron James has done enough for that franchise for him to be pulling the strings that he's been pulling. Or even getting like this loyalty end of his career contract like Kobe got to just fuck over their future. Like, I don't think LeBron has earned that as a Los Angeles Laker. For his career, absolutely. But for the Lakers in the 5 years he's been there, respectfully, one championship is not enough. And another Western Conference Finals appearance to that is not enough for them to just fuck up their whole future just because LeBron James brought them a ring, and he wants JJ specifically to be their coach. I just hope that's not the case. I need to hear what they saw in JJ to make this move right here. I'm just afraid that JJ is going to be a scapegoat 365 days from now. I'm just afraid that JJ's basketball reputation is going to be ruined because of this move, even though he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. JJ in the future would have still taken this job, and he still needs to be held accountable if he does do a bad head coaching job. But I still think, to me, the blame still goes towards the stem of the plant. Why the fuck did the Lakers hire JJ Redick? If we go down this path, obviously I'm wishing the best for him now. I wish him the best success, but I just don't like this fit, bro. I just do not like this fit for both sides. And it's crazy because I've been telling this to Damo the last month or so. This is definitely a hindsight is 2020 type of take, but y'all should have fired Darvin Ham last year, bro. And I think it's because when you fire someone, you have to look at the coaching marketplace after you fire someone. Like that has to be a factor when you fire a head coach. And last season, with all those experienced head coaches being fired left and right, from Doc Rivers to Monty Williams to Mike Budenholzer to Nick Nurse, all of these coaches, I think that was the time to actually fire Darvin Ham, because you would have had a lot of really good experienced head coaches to pick from, and I would just hope that one of them bites. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should have fired Darvin Ham last year, and even this year. Hey, listen, y'all fucked up last year. You fired Darvin Ham. He's just not your coach. Cool. But even in this hiring process, I don't know why LA didn't look at the coaching landscape of other teams in the league who may or may not be firing their head coach. Specifically the Detroit Pistons, who Monty Williams has been under a hot seat the whole season. So again, when you're looking for a coach for the LA Lakers, in my opinion, You're looking for an experienced head coach who has been a head coach in the NBA for a long period of time. I would prefer someone who has led a team to a finals. I would prefer someone who has led and coached a team to multiple championship contending years. And when you look at all of that, Monty Williams, outside of winning the actual championship, checks a lot of those boxes. Checks a lot of those boxes. So I felt like they were too deep into the talks with JJ to like back out from JJ. But I think in actuality, because I don't think JJ was in a rush for a head coaching job. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I think they should have waited it out. I think they should have waited for a Monty Williams and see what the fuck was going on in that situation to brew over there. And I genuinely think they should have hired Monty Williams. If the Cards played the way that they played out, bro, I think they're even their process of finding a new head coach, bro. That was cheeks. That was cheeks, bro. And I think big scope with the Lakers, man. Not the only, but I am optimistic about this move in some regards. I do think a lot of franchises in the league are trying to set themselves up for the next generation. Specifically the teams built around older stars. And I think with the success of a Mark Daigneault in the league, with the success of a Joe Mazzulla in the league, with the success of a decent amount of these young coaches in the league, Eric Spoelstra, you can even count that. I think people are looking for that new gen head coach that embraces analytics, that coaches these new schemes, and you know, they just have a more new school mentality when it comes to viewing and coaching the game of basketball. And I will say this, I think JJ is one of those minds from all the interviews I've seen from him. I don't want to keep mentioning him, but I got to keep mentioning him. Him and Joe Mazzulla, from the conversation I saw them have very, very like similar coaching styles and coaching philosophies, and they just love how each other thinks. You know what I'm saying? So, and LeBron already said on his podcast that like, yo, this Joe Mazzulla guy's growing on me type shit. So if he wants to coach like that, I think JJ Redick might be that Joe Mazzulla for the Los Angeles Lakers. So, you know, and I just hope this is a long-term play. I hope they didn't hire JJ Redick from the perspective of, okay, we're going to try to re-sign Braun. You know, we're going to try to retool. And JJ Redick, we are confident that JJ Redick is going to be our coach to coach us to banner 18. And if he doesn't, we're going to fire him. I would really hope that they're looking at JJ Redick and saying, yo, JJ, you're going to have some pretty high expectations out the gates, but if you fail, it's cool. If you fail, it's fine. You're still going to be the head coach of this organization. You are going to be our leader going into this next phase post LeBron, whether that's around AD or not. It is what it is, but you are the future head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. I really hope that that's the plan for JJ Redick. And if it's not, then again, it's a waste of time. It feels like just a PR move for the Lakers to hire that sexy head coach instead of hiring, I don't know, like a unknown assistant coach that people are going to be like, who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the teams who've done that, they've actually succeeded. Like, I didn't know Mark Daigneault's name till like halfway through the season last year, Chad. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack. When the Celtics hired Ime Udoka the first time around, I didn't really know who Ime Udoka was. And then when they moved up Joe Mazzulla to the head coach, I was like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Like, who is this guy? But yeah, man. It is what it is. Shout out to JJ for the new venture. I am curious to see though if this is the end of his podcast. and his media career for the time being. I'm assuming this is the end of Mind the Game. I'm assuming that. But is this the end of the JJ Redick podcast, the JJ Redick conglomerate? I think so too, bro. I can't lie. I think the move for JJ should be lock in on this head coaching job, shut down all the media shit, and then if/when you get fired, let's go back to it. I think your fans will be waiting, and it's not like in the end, like, because of the fact that you make a basketball NBA centric podcast, it's not like you're not gonna be in front of your audience's face this whole time. Like, you know, if you get fired, if you let go, everyone's gonna know that. You know what I'm saying? So